IGN Live at E3 2013. Next up, we're going to see what happens when you add next-generation advancements to a mega-popular sports game. FIFA 14 is next. Take it away, Jesse.
Since we're doing a live demo of FIFA 14 on the Xbox One, they brought in the European guy again. We're in the land of the infidels. This is Dave. Sorry, I'm calling you David. Nick Chan for FIFA. You got 10 minutes. 10 minutes to show all these guys. Kick out Madden, kick out NBA. FIFA is the game for you.
Yeah, so we're really excited. Thank you for having us. We're really excited to be here today to be bringing, you FIFA 14 on Xbox One. It's huge new changes, and I want to take you through some of them. So, as you probably heard, we're building this up off the Ignite engine that's powering all of the EA Sports titles. Three key pillars: living worlds, human intelligence, and true player motion. I'm going to focus in on human intelligence and true player motion with a demo today. And the first thing really is to start to talk about how we get physics within our game. So, as you'll know, the player impact engine, when there was a collision with the game, it looked fantastic. But basically, players didn't know about those collisions until they kind of hit each other. Now we're kind of projecting into the future, and players now have full anticipation of awareness of their surroundings and what might happen, given those kind of human intelligence feel. So, if we go to the game right now, the first, this is all gameplay, by the way. This is all gameplay. We just saved some replays. So the first one here, if I move forward, you'll actually see that the defender's leg comes in, and the attacker who has the ball is able to move over and ride that challenge. It's because he now has full awareness of where that leg is, and he's able to actually ride the challenge, stay on his feet. Previously within FIFA, he probably would have actually either stumbled or fallen down, which creates really frustrating moments. The next one I want to show you is kind of really interesting in the fact that we're actually manipulating animations in real time. So as you see the defender coming in here, you see that his arm is raised as he's bracing for an impact. He's trying to win the ball, but his arm is up, trying to brace for impact because he knows the player is there. And actually what we're doing in this situation is actually manipulating that animation. Where this starts to get really cool within gameplay is in this situation.
And the manipulation is real time?
It is, yeah, because players actually know and have awareness. So here, what we're seeing here is a new way really to wing back the ball. And this now only happens because the players are aware of each other's position. Previously, to do something like this, we were always kind of guessing. So it very rarely happened and didn't really look very good. So here, the defender comes across, his arm comes out, and he's actually able to get his body between the player and the ball, which means he's now got body position. And if you look at the modern game, lots of players are actually using body position to win back the ball. So here we go, he's actually moving forward, takes a little stumble touch and wins the ball. And this is the power of our new physics system within the Ignite engine.
That's also because the new soccer, as we call it, is getting more and more physical. Yeah. Is it something you implement on day one, or try to implement on day one?
For us, we've never had the sort of processing power without Ignite to be able to do these things. We just couldn't have the processing to do these things in the future, kind of give the anticipation and awareness, and now we can. And here now is another example of where processing power is coming to the fore and the power of Ignite. So what you're seeing here is, previously within FIFA, we've had a limitation where we could only ever have 2 players challenging for the ball. And here we have over 4 players jumping up in the air to challenge for the ball. Much more realistic and creates these organic situations. This is really prevalent around free kicks and around corners and set pieces. So what better way to also bring it out than to actually rework headers as well. So this next situation here is a header. So you can see Xavi going up, you can see all the mechanics come together, his arm comes up, and then he actually is able to bend his body to actually get in the header. What we're also doing around headers is adding lots of more variety in animation, but also other coverage, which allows players to head the ball when they may have not done before.
But the header you see here, Xavi puts his arm in, and that's the real-time thing, but is it possible to do it as a player too? That you jump up and think, okay, my elbow's going way up today?
No, absolutely not. So this is kind of contextual. They know there's a collision coming, so it's just part of the animation. So no, you're not going to be able to elbow players. It's not something we want to add into our game.
Timing's still important?
Yeah, timing, and that's a great lead into this next point. So here we have a situation where previously in FIFA, there's a good chance you wouldn't have seen a header because we just didn't have the coverage, a different variety of animations. And then in this situation, you probably wouldn't have got a header where it becomes frustrating. The player arches his body, gets a great header off to the front post. In terms of control, as you just mentioned, here's this next situation. So here Falcao actually goes up and he's able to head the ball. And then previously in FIFA, what probably would have happened, he'd have gone power header to the front post. Now, because of our new control, we now have finesse headers, which we've never had before. We just had finesse shooting. As I come forward, I can now angle the header towards the back post. By tapping on the button, I get a glancing header, and he leaves the goalkeeper flat-footed as it comes in, and it goes back post. So a lot more control around heading and animation coverage like we've never had before.
We're talking animation and physics now,
yeah.
But now we're talking heading.
Yeah.
I always have some problems with my defenders not coming in front of the attacker.
Yeah, and again, those things all get worked out now as we have all the parts of the game come together. This is where we start to finesse how runs are covered, how players do attacking runs, making sure positioning's right. This is kind of the time in the project that we really start to nail that.
So it will be better handling for your defenders in these situations.
Yeah, again, as I say, the attackers and the defenders will be balanced, and that's something we're really focusing on right now. So here we have what we call elite technique. This is a huge variety of animation, but not just animation, functionality and behavior we've never had before. So very quickly here, Iniesta has just done a really nice outside of the foot pass, and then we actually pass through to Neymar, who actually will do a turn in 180 degrees all in one motion.
Of course, Neymar is already in Barcelona.
There you go. So here he goes, big touch, and he's actually moving in 180 degrees. We've never had the animation coverage, but also the behavior to do that all in one motion. So as we come back, he does a turn, stays, again, real fluid motion that maintains the fluidity of the attack.
Is it hard to get the fluent movement of a brilliant player like Neymar in your system?
We're very, very fortunate. We have an amazing team, our animation team. We have a really big team this year that are working very hard to keep this fluidity in all situations, and I think they're doing an amazing job of that. Here is another situation that maintains fluidity within attacking. And here's a situation where we're actually working on trapping as well. Another great pass from Messi, and as I move forward, instead of taking a touch, Xavi actually jumps over the ball, and he actually uses the momentum of the ball to his advantage to actually maintain flow and momentum in attack. So again, new animations, new behaviors we've never had before on Xbox One.
So if you run in the line of the ball, he might decide to jump over.
Absolutely, or he might actually do dummies where players will no longer take touches to use the momentum of the ball to actually get their advantage. Here's a situation. Here's a new passing animation. Previously, we've only ever had 2 or 3 passing animations in the game. Now we've got lots of variety. There's a specific crossfield ball as we're coming across here. I'm actually going to fast forward this to something very, very cool and new. So here we go. There's a first time through ball, and here's some new functionality where the player will actually flick the ball up off his chest using the right trigger. So we go in here, he flicks it up off his chest, and he's in on goal. So new behavior, new functionality we've never had before.
These high through balls, they looked a bit to your front attacker. They looked a bit overpowered in 13.
Again, we will be balancing all of these things. We want to make them look good with new animation, as you can see there, but also, making them feel right as well and getting that balance, as you say. I just want to finish off with a couple of shots here. Completely reworked how shooting works. People actually getting their phase in terms of how they shoot, getting their feet set and legs into position. We've got under the feet shots, and then brand new ball physics in this situation here with Iniesta. Gets off a great shot, and you can see it swerving into the far corner. We've never had that behavior before. And then finishing here with the best player in the world, Lionel Messi, coming in. He's getting into position to take a shot, and we're just finishing off here as he curls it off into the top corner. Again, behavior and physics we've never had before as Messi finishes off with a great goal. So there you go, FIFA 14 on Xbox One. We're really excited to be showing it here for the first time.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
I'm not a Barcelona guy, but after seeing this, I can't wait playing with Neymar. Thank you very much.
Great to be here. Thank you very much.
This was FIFA 14. It's back to Naomi, who is actually pretty good with Portugal in this game.
That's right, my friend. All right, as for you guys out there, follow us on Facebook for even more exclusive content and videos. Now, let's see what Batman and Superman can add to the creative fun of Scribblenauts, other than a whole lot of underpants. Scribblenauts Unmasked is next.